am Bailey Brado, and I am our dual enrollment admissions counselor here for Columbus State University. Today, I'm going to cover our application process, our requirements, some of the courses that you're able to take, and then also show you where to find our application, as well as the funding application through the State of Georgia's website, Georgia Futures. So I'm going to share my screen for you guys. And we will go through our presentation. So we're going to start off with some of the benefits of our dual enrollment. These are the top 4 benefits that we have found at CSU for our dual enrollment. Of course, getting that head start on college courses. By doing dual enrollment, you are able to enroll in college level courses and get credit for not only those college courses and take them with you after high school graduation, but you're also getting those high school credits as well. By getting ahead on these college courses, you could eventually minimize the cost of your college education as well after high school graduation. As dual enrollment through the state of Georgia, it is funded through the state, so you get free academics for about 30 credit hours, which is equivalent to about a full year of college courses. So you could completely cut out a semester or 2 by doing dual enrollment courses as well. The third way is a benefit for CSU students for dual enrollment is as a CSU student in dual enrollment, you have access to all of our student services, such as our tutoring center, which we call the ACT. We have our library and our librarian's knowledge. We have our mental clinical health center that our students can use and visit as well. We have our academic advising, which for dual enrollment students, you get to work with Miss Emily Bagwell in our advising center. But outside of that, you also get the benefits of all of our student life. So you get to come to any events that we're hosting on campus. You get a CSU ID. You get to come to some of our athletic events, to our art shows, to our theater performances. Anything that we as a university are hosting, you guys are welcome to join, and we want you to. So hopefully after graduation, you will decide to enroll full-time as a full CSU Cougar after high school graduation. That leads me into our 4th benefit, and that is the no application fee if you decide to enroll in CSU after your high school graduation. You don't have to repeat the application process. All you have to do is complete what we call the application change form, and that will just change you over from a dual enrollment student to a full-time student. After that, all we'll need is an updated high school transcript during your senior year as well. You can also always call or text or email me, and I can make that change for you through our application change form. Now on to our student eligibility. For students that are eligible for the dual enrollment program, you must be a rising senior or a rising junior at an eligible high school, homeschool, or home study program. Being a rising junior means that you can start taking some of these dual enrollment courses the summer in between your sophomore and junior year if you wish to take some summer classes as well. The second eligibility program is that you have to be on track to graduate from your Georgia high school, homeschool, or homeschool program as well. This is where the third part of getting that high school guidance counselor approval and your parents or legal guardian's approval to actually be enrolled in these courses. For our courses for dual enrollment, they do have to be listed on the approved dual enrollment course directory, which is provided on the Georgia Futures website, but also on our website as well. Most of these courses are core classes. We do have some intro courses, and then as you will see later in our presentation, some of these courses will also lead to a certificate that we're currently offering here at CSU. We have 3, and we'll discuss those here shortly. So for students interested in dual enrollment that are rising juniors or seniors, you have to have the minimum unweighted academic or core GPA of a 3.0 or higher. This means you have to make at least A's and B's in all of your core classes, just those 5 main subject areas: English, math, science, social studies, and foreign language. Outside of that, we do require test scores, and you can take either the ACT here at CSU or any testing site. We also have the SAT as well at any testing site that's available. And then the third program that you could take is called the AccuPlacer, and that's actually offered here in the CSU Testing Center on our main campus on University Avenue. You'll see our scores here throughout each test, and so you can take one or the other. Down at the bottom, you'll see that it says students must meet either the English or math score. If the student does not meet the math score, they may not They may be enrolled in non-STEM courses. So this means if you go and take the ACT, for example, and you score a 17 or higher on the English section, but you score below a 17 on the math section, you can only take non-STEM courses. That means you would only be eligible to take those approved dual enrollment courses that are through history or English, or things like that as well. Now, on the flip side, if you go in and you take the ACT as well, again, and you meet the math section of a 17 or higher, but you missed your English section, that means you can take STEM courses, but you can't take non-STEM courses. So you could only take college algebra or any science classes or anything like that, but you wouldn't be able to take any history or English as well. This is a new program and a new requirement that the state of Georgia has just started in 2023. And so it does get a little confusing. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. And it's also listed on our website under admissions dual enrollment requirements as well. So for our application for our dual enrollment program, it's a 5 simple step process. And the first one is pretty simple, and every high school student should have one of these. It's to create a Georgia Futures account through the georgiafutures.org. It takes about 5 minutes to set up, and it's something that you guys will use through your senior year as well. After completing and setting up that Georgia Futures account, you'll want to go through our website to find the Georgia Futures Undergraduate Admissions, which is the keyword, application. And when you're completing the application, make sure when it asks you what type of application or student type you are, always list dual enrollment if you're applying for dual enrollment. By selecting dual enrollment, this will waive the application fee. So if you get towards the end and it's asking you to pay for the application or things like that, go back to that step and make sure you've listed dual enrollment as well. The third step is to talk with your high school counselor and to submit an official high school transcript. And then the fourth step is to go in and take either that SAT, ACT, or take the AccuPlacer and have those test scores submitted electronically to CSU. If you're taking the SAT or ACT or even the PSAT as well, you can go on to their respective websites and list Columbus State, and it will be sent to us. If you choose to take the AccuPlacer, all you have to do is take the AccuPlacer here at CSU, make sure you've applied before taking the AccuPlacer, and then they will be automatically sent to us from the testing center. And then the fifth and final step is to do the dual enrollment funding application. So it's a second application that's only listed on the Georgia Futures website. And at the end of this presentation, I will show you where to find it as well. All right, so some important dates to keep in mind for the application process. So if you are looking to come into the spring semester, starting in the spring of 2024. That application deadline is going to be November 30th of 2023. If you're looking to start in the summer term of 2023, that application deadline will be April 15th, 2023. Now at CSU, we have a fall semester application deadline of May 30th of 2023, but some high schools do have a earlier application deadline, such as Muskogee County high schools do require you to have applied and everything prior to school letting out for the summer. So make sure you talk with your high school counselors to make sure your date is in line with ours or earlier, so you're not missing any deadlines as well. So for dual enrollment, we have a few different options depending on where you are going to high school. These are our 3 main options. We do have a few partner schools, so if you're one of our partner schools, make sure you reach out to your high school counselor as well. So our 3 main options, we have Columbus State University campus. So that means you're actually coming onto campus and you're sitting in a classroom, in a college classroom with a college professor and college students. You also have the CSU online option. So you are being taught in an online program by CSU professors, and you might have some full-time college students in there. You might also have some other dual enrollment students in there as well. The third option is a program that's offered through the state, and it's called eCore. And so eCore is a little bit different in the fact that you could be enrolled at CSU as a dual enrollment student, but taking an eCore class that is being taught by a professor that works at a different state university, such as Augusta or down at Georgia Southern and things like that. So you'll have students from all over the state in that online course for you. For eCore, these are just some highlights about our eCore program, and I won't go through all of them, so feel free to pause the video as you guys are going through them. So the first one is that courses are offered just like a traditional online program, fall, spring, and summer courses. The biggest difference is that they do offer either a 16 weeks, so that's a full semester, or what we call a mini-mester, which is an 8-week course. And the 8-week course and the 16-week are only offered in the fall and spring. If you choose to take an eCore class during the summer, they are only 8-week courses. So summer is definitely shrunk into that mini-mester. You have embedded textbooks. You also have a success team, not only here at CSU through all of those services that I mentioned earlier, but you also have an eCore success team. The biggest thing is to note that the eCore classes start and finish on a different day than CSU. It's usually about a week earlier than CSU starts. So for example, if we begin classes on January 18th, eCore is probably started January 9th. So if you're in an eCore class, it's always donated on, it's always listed on your schedule, but just make sure you're paying attention to the start and finish timelines. If you are taking any labs through eCore or through any dual enrollment course, not just eCore, lab fees are not covered by dual enrollment. So if you are taking an English class that has a lab, or specifically a science class that has a lab, know that you will still be billed for that lab fee. All of the eCore classes specifically require you to take at least 1 or 2 proctored exams, whether that's through an online proctor, if your high school has a registered proctor, or you can always come take it at our testing center. And that cost of taking it at our testing center is about $25 as well. Again, if you take it online, you can do this, but that cost is still about $20 as well. So I mentioned our certificate program. So we've talked about the process of becoming a CSU student and the different ways and different methods you can take classes. But outside of that, we at CSU have started offering dual enrollment certificates. We have 3 of them, one in business, computer science, and criminal justice. So with these certificates began in fall of 2022. They're fully online. These certificates are fully accredited. You do have to take an English class, a math class, a humanities, so like a communications class, or science class, a social studies class, and then a science class. And once you have finished dual enrollment and as you are graduating high school, you will be awarded these dual enrollment certificates in addition to your high school graduation and the dual enrollment courses that you're going to take with you into your college career. There's some information on these certificate options. As I mentioned, we have 3, and our first one is that business certification. So in addition to taking your core classes, those English, the humanities, math, and history and science courses, you'd have to take 1 course that is intro to business, and then you get to pick 2, either principles of accounting, 1 or 2, or intro to information systems and business. 3 classes, and you have your business certification in addition to those dual enrollment courses. The second option is a computer science certification. So in addition to your core classes, you would take 3 computer science courses. The first one would be Computer Science 1. And then you get to pick 2 of the following, whether it's Intro to Computer Principles and Technology, Computer Science 2, or Fundamentals of Computer Networking. So again, all of those core classes plus 3 computer science classes, and you have a computer science certificate. The last one that we offer is that criminal justice certification. So again, all of your core classes plus intro to criminal justice. We have criminology and social problems. So 3 classes in criminal justice plus your core classes as dual enrollment students, and you have your criminal justice certification. There are some more programs and different courses that you can offer through that as well. And so go onto our website, look at that approved dual enrollment course catalog so you can see what other courses you can take as well. So anytime you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. That is my email, brado_bailey@columbusstate.edu, or you can always call or text me on our text number at 706-810-2081. Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys have a great year and a wonderful day. Bye.